Head to Knoxville, don't be late. Baker's Live, it's gonna be great. June 5th and 6th, mark your date at Dollywood, we'll celebrate. Meet Baker and more cool friends. Live show magic that never ends. Come to Dollywood, feel the vibe. With great people there, it's gonna be a ride. Rides fun and meet and greet. Baker and pals, the crew's so sweet. Get ready for laughs, cheers, and thrills. Knoxville's the place, it's giving chills. Meet Baker and more cool friends. Live show magic that never ends. Come to Dollywood, feel the vibe. With great people there, it's gonna be a ride. June 5th and 6th, don't miss the fun. Meet Baker and friends, it's second to none. Baker and friends, it's second to
Welcome back, everyone. And just so you don't think we are hiding anything for you or anything is being missed, they went on a field trip, and we can go back and see when the judge sent them on their merry way.
At the end of the day yesterday. A couple of things. First, was everybody able to follow the instructions that I gave you at the end of the day yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody who was not, raise your hand. No hands are being raised. We always like to see that. I know a couple of jurors had expressed to the court officer that there was a glare on the screen. They had difficulty seeing the screen. So what we're going to do is try to, while we're out on the view, try to make some adjustments so you can see it better. Please keep in mind that anything that's marked as an exhibit, you'll get with you in the deliberation room. Just keep that in mind. Also, to the extent we can move your chairs down a little bit, we're going to do that so you can be a better vantage point of the witnesses who are testifying. Okay. Let me just update you on the schedule as well. So we're going to go on the view this morning. I'll give you a brief instruction about what that is in just a minute or so. We're going to come back and we're going to go until 1 o'clock or thereabouts today, maybe a few minutes after that, and then we're going to break for the weekend. Monday we're going to have a half day again, which means that we're going to go from 9 until approximately 1. Tuesday may be more of a full day, so that means it may be 9 to 4:30, and then we'll talk about Wednesday, but that's for your planning purposes. To remind you, we are not sitting Thursday, April 3rd or Friday, April 4th. So if you have obligations to tend to those days, you certainly may do so. And then I'll give you an update on the schedule as I promised I would once we get into Monday and Tuesday of next week. Okay? So let me just tell you what the view is. So you're about to visit a place, or places, I should say.
This judge, he seems really, really good at explaining things. There's no motions, really.
Which you'll be hearing testimony about during this trial. You may have heard some testimony.
Karen Reed starts Monday. No, jury selection starts Monday. I would guess, like last time, jury selections will be at least 2 full weeks.
Already about these locations. In court terminology, we call this taking a view. The purpose of the view is to help you better understand the evidence that you will hear during the trial and to help you appreciate the locations and their surroundings. The view that you will take is part of this case. The observations that you make while on the view may be used and considered in your deliberations in reaching a verdict.
Yeah.
The places that you will view are a hotel, or motel, I should say, in Dedham, as well as a residence in Dover and a pond in Dover. The attorneys and I will accompany you on this view. We're going to go on a bus that's parked just outside.
Biexa, see, I don't know. Love Judge Halal, world's better than Bev's size. Yeah, he's not constantly. I like him. And Arkansas apparently is a jewel. This is my map of the Americas. Thank you, FD Food Fairy. So I can figure out where everyone is.
The back of the courthouse. When we are on the view at the different locations, the attorneys may point out to you the arrangement of those locations, different things at those locations that they want you to take notice of. But they may not discuss anything else with you. So they're merely going to be pointing out things and directing your attention to certain locations, distances, things like that. While you are out on the view, you must not take any notes or sketches, and you cannot in any way take photographs, video or audio record anything while we were on the view. You must not conduct any independent investigation while we're there. So don't start pacing distances off and things like that. Please pay attention to the court and to the attorneys while we were out on the view. You must not return to any of these locations after we go today. So you can't go back this weekend or ask somebody to do that for you or go by next week. That is not permitted. Your responsibility while on the view is to see the places, observe them carefully, and make mental notes of what you see while we were on the view. During the trip, so while we're on the bus, in between locations as well, you must not discuss the case or anything about it among yourselves or with anyone, and you must not permit anyone to talk with you about the case. You will be under the supervision of the court officers at all times, and you'll remain together as a group until you return to the court. Again, the bus will pull up to the back and drop us off when we're done with the view. If anybody needs assistance on the view, just let the court officers know, and we'll make arrangements while we were on the view. Okay, with that, I'm going to ask that you go back to the deliberation room, get ready to go on the view, and we'll meet you out back on the bus in just.
So that was 9:36. So a little over 2 hours ago. It was supposed to be a 90-minute round trip. So they should be back at some point. Why can't they take notes? What if they put her back in the pond? Does that get the scene close enough to how it was found? Well, that's kind of like in the Karen Reed case where the defense said, we want the truck there, and we don't want you to watch it in a garage. We want it so everyone can see, because again, apparently the front yard at Fairview 34 is deceptively small. But I'm not sure you can throw. It's an old case. She's probably already been buried. And yeah, welcome all you Melanie Little cupcakes, and thank you for choosing to fly Baker Air today. Exits is placed near the wings. In-flight entertainment will be me trying to fill time until anything happens, and we won't be serving a light meal because court is supposed to end in an hour and 10-ish minutes. So, yeah. I get No notes during murder. That's a lot of work. This fix seems much easier. Yeah, just chuck it in there and take a picture. Hey, Canonius Baloney. Hey, Bev's Bishop. Anything happens, are we expecting the plane to go down or something? No, but again, if there's a sudden drop in pressure, put on your own mask first and then start screaming, and I'll try not to hit a mountaintop. I'll hit the ocean, it hits harder. But someone asked what happened yesterday because they fell asleep. Well, yesterday we had the opening statements. According to the state, they were in a bad relationship and he got mad at her. They were both kind of dating or on online dating services. Twitter is apparently an online dating service. No one slides into my DMs. But they were separated, having arguments, and then he just unalived her. And actually, the defense isn't that far off in that explanation. They were having a kind of a can we figure it out again thing where they were having a dinner, the kids were there, and then they got drunk. And at some point, he was begging her to take him back, and she punched him in the face with a glass, and he just slightly touched her neck, and she fell over and was dead. He entered fight or flight mode, chucked some rocks into her pants, and left her in a pond. Probably not the best description of an. And why say that? Well, because he did it, but you'll go down to manslaughter instead of red rum. Manslaughter is 15 years. The other one is life. Oh, and we actually, as soon as I start, we then had the first witness who was a friend of the deceased, and she was a storyteller. She couldn't stop talking. Every yes and no question turned into, it was like a monologue by Brennan. And I don't know if she was trying to protect her friend's reputation or something like that, but she just ended up sounding really, really shady, maybe. I don't know. But like she had something to hide. There was that popcorn thing. I never really understood why they had a safe word, and safe word should always be kumquat. So I don't know how well she came over with the jury. We had a police officer who did a wellness check, didn't find anything at the house, and that was kind of it. I thought I heard they were... Oh, and then we had the neighbor who kind of seemed like he was drunk, who was a heavy machinery operator who met them at the American Legion, and he seemed like he was drunk. Oh, I don't know, but he lived nearby them and he met them, but it seemed like they were more drinking buddies than anything else. And that's what happened yesterday. Can he still go with crime of passion, or did he open his mouth too much? He opened his mouth too much because he told the police, yeah, I did it. I choked her. So, yeah. Yeah, that's what the attorney went through, so I don't know. Safe word cannot have cum in it. As long as it's kumquat, it can. She sounded snooty. I don't know what was wrong with her, but her constant speaking, and she was admonished 4 or 5 times not to speak during objections, and she just kept doing it. And the things, what I don't like with witnesses, normally it's police officers, is when they try to put things in there to kind of mitigate the disaster that it could be. And again, it's not bad that she might have been a little bit of a floozy. So what? It doesn't mean anything. None of what she was asked yesterday had anything to do with the unaliving, because they were trying to mend the fences. both sides agreed on that they were trying to figure this relationship out. So, I don't know. I don't know. This man was a well-known doctor at Lay Clinic when I worked there. Such a waste. Yeah, but this man also had a little bit of a problem because he got fined for misusing some money. He agreed to pay $150,000 back because he had gotten some money for equipment that he never bought. So apparently he was going back, and that's the part I didn't get. He was going back to Germany, but still wanted to be with his wife and move back into the house, but had a job lined up in Germany. And I couldn't get those two things to kind of line up in my head. Yeah, and a lot of times when you're thinking, I'm going to be smart. Again, I've been a layman for a lot of years, and every time that they think I can talk my way out of this, you'll talk yourself into a hole. Oh yeah, they were in love with love. It's the power of love.
You have
Welcome,
the witness
Miss
ready?
86.
Yes, he's right outside.
Great.
Corpse.
Do you like me to re-swear him?
And
Yes, please.
thank you, Melon Little, for sending all of your little cupcakes over to the muffin tubs.
Thank you.
Officer Summers ready for the jurors.
I want a job in Germany, maybe Sweden. Jobs in Germany is very low paying. They are actually having a big financial problem that you need two jobs just to get one income. So I wouldn't recommend Germany. Sweden, I wouldn't recommend because it's Sweden. Hey, broken hearted. The entire relationship sounded big stocks. I thought she sounded like a gold digger because
Why'd you need some?
when she got away from this guy, she tried to hook up with a dentist. So I got that gold digger vibe from that witness. Well, I also have my cream pies, but apparently that's not a nice thing to say. Yeah, they go to Denmark. What's wrong with me? They are having big problems because they made energy reforms that
Please be
make
seated. Go to down
heavy
session.
industry
Turn off your cell phones, please.
hurt a lot.
Okay, we could have the witness back, please. Take it down. You just watch it.
And if you could just raise your right hand, sir.
Piece of clerk over on the right hand side, please.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you shall give to the court and the jury in the matter now pending shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Would you step right up? You can have a seat. You do me a favor.
Good afternoon.
Just keep it when you speak. Thank you.
Hey, step bro. Instead of ending it, I muted myself. When they talked about how much she put her kids first and she just wanted a stable life, she had her kids with one guy, then had another husband, and then was on her third husband, and now was trying to do something with a dentist. I don't know how much of a stable life that is. And the kids are grown-ish. So again, it sounded more like I'm protecting her reputation than telling the truth. Hey, Winosaur.
All right, go ahead, Miss Beatty, if you...
Good afternoon, sir. So I think when we left off, we were talking about your communications with Ms. McLean and Mr. Tuerk. Did you have both of their cell phone numbers in your cell phone?
Yes.
Okay. Turning your attention to the end of 2019, the fall of 2019, would you communicate with both of them on your cell phone?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have any idea of how often you would communicate with Ms. McLean the fall into the winter of 2019?
I did more so with Katie than Harry.
Okay. So you sort of anticipated my next question. Do you have any idea during that time period, fall into winter of 2019, how often that would be?
I don't recall how often.
Okay.
Heavy machine operators make a whole lot more than a college educated person on average, I think. There's not a lot of craftsmen out there, so you can sell yourself for a lot of money. There's a lot more people with a law degree than there's heavy machinery operators, and they don't have to pay back $250,000, $300,000 to a university. So you can make a great living if you're a carpenter, a heavy machine operator, anything like that. Especially if you live in a area that has a lot of money, because then there's a lot of buildings.
And in 2020, would you also communicate with both Ms. McLean and Mr. Tuerk?
I think so, yes.
Okay. And at a certain point in time, were you aware that Mr. Tuerk had left 29 Valley Road?
Yes.
And after he left 29 Valley Road, did you continue to communicate with Mr. Tuerk?
Yes, very little.
Okay. Did you communicate over text as well as voice calls?
I think more so by text.
All right. And did you continue to communicate with Ms. McLean over text and voice calls after Mr. Tuerk left the home?
Yes.
Okay. And would you see Ms. McLean in person?
I might have seen her in passing, but not. I don't think at their home.
Okay. And during that time period, during February, March, April, May of 2020, where were you living?
I was living at 85 Walpole Street.
And who were you living with at 85 Walpole Street, if anyone?
Myself and then when my kids came over.
Okay. Were you in a relationship with anyone during that time period?
I think so, yes.
Okay. When you say you think so, are you certain?
I'm not really certain of exact.
Exact time frames?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not exact time frame.
And have you been in a relationship for many years with one person?
Yes.
Okay. And can you ballpark say how many years that is?
13 years.
Okay. And have there been periods of separation in those 13 years?
Yes, a few. Yeah.
Okay. And did you
Is he drunk or is he a little slow? Well, he still seems a little, I don't know.
live together during those 13 years?
Oh, is he one of the guys who sent her pictures? Interesting. Slow because he's been a lot of drunk in the past. Thank you so much. Mac, thank you so much for choosing Bakery del YouTube. I don't know what I'm saying.
Yes, on and off, yeah.
Okay. In terms of being a patient or a client of Ms. McLean and Dr. Tuerk, did Dr. Tuerk ever provide any medical attention to you?
No.
All right. What about Ms. McLean? Were you ever a client of hers?
Yes, she did Reiki.
And had you had Reiki prior to meeting Ms. McLean?
No.
All right. How many times did Ms. McLean provide Reiki to you?
Once.
And where was that?
At their house.
And where in the house?
I think it might have been like the living room or something, or...
And do you know Vanessa Pettigrew?
About the what?
Do you know Vanessa Pettigrew?
Yes.
How do you know Vanessa Pettigrew?
Through Harry and Katie.
Do you know when you met her?
I don't know exactly when I met her.
Okay. In May of 2020, do you know how long you had known her? Whether it had been months or weeks or years?
Maybe a year and a half.
Okay.
Maybe.
And what did you understand her relationship to be to either Katie or Harry?
They're friends. She was friends of theirs.
And did you have an understanding about whether or not she was married?
Yes, she was.
Okay. And did you know her husband?
Yes.
And did you ever spend time with Vanessa and her husband and Katie and Harry?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you get Reiki with happy endings, Brandon?
And did you have text or phone communication with Ms. Pettigrew?
Vanessa?
Yes, with Vanessa.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a form of energy manipulation that'll heal you. It's some of that new age crap that people pay way too much for.
Directing your attention to May 15th of 2020, Friday, May 15th, in the early morning hours, what, if anything, happened when you woke up that day?
I think that was when the text from Harry.
Okay. Do you recall the text that you received from Harry?
It was something about sorry. I think, sorry, brother. She was vindictive. I don't know it for word for word, but.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Can you take a look at what's been marked as exhibit number 1? Do you recognize that?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, can exhibit number 1 be published on the screen, please, at this time?
Thank you. Yes.
All right, Ms. Gilman, if you could just move down and thank you. All right. Do you recognize what's in exhibit number 1?
Yes, I do.
What is this?
What is this?
Yes.
The text message from him.
Okay. Could you please read it aloud?
Kurt, I am sorry, brother, but she is a vindictive devil. She played us all. I'm really sorry, brother, but she manipulated us all. Love you, Harry.
All right. Thank you. And did you respond to that text message?
Yes, I said, what happened?
And did you get a response to that?
No.
All right. And did you send another text message after that?
I'm not sure.
Okay. If you take that out of the sleeve and continue on.
If I do what?
If you just take the paper out of the sleeve.
Please don't contact anyone in this case. Oh, sorry. Massachusetts get really annoyed when you contact witnesses.
Is there another text message after that?
Yes.
What does it say?
Says, where are you, buddy?
Do you recall sending that text message?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you. You can just put both those things down. Other than sending those text messages, what, if anything else, did you do on Friday, May 15th?
I think I forwarded that text message to Vanessa.
And why Vanessa?
I was probably, I guess it would probably say that I was trying to figure out what was going on.
Okay. And did you ever get a response from Vanessa?
I don't recall.
Did you speak with Vanessa on the phone at all on Friday, May 15th?
I might have. I did not 100%.
Okay. And did you speak with anyone else on Friday, May 15th about that text message?
I think I eventually sent it to the police.
Okay. Did you ever speak to the police, either in person or on the telephone?
I think I did. It was brief on the phone and then in my driveway.
Okay. And when you say your driveway, is it fair to say that this was during 2020 and people weren't entering each other's homes as often?
Yes.
And does that make sense to you that that's why you were in your driveway?
I think so, yes.
Okay. And when you met with the police in their driveway, what was the purpose of that meeting?
The text message.
Okay. And did the police ask if they could perform an extraction of your cell phone?
But apparently, yeah, he's the guy she was sending titlet pics of from the shower, and he was giving her the old Richard pics.
Yes.
All right. And did they provide you with a consent form to sign in connection with that?
Yes.
May I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
I'm showing you a document that's entitled consent form. Do you recognize that form?
Yes.
And do you recognize your signature on that form?
Yes.
Did you sign that form?
Yes.
And is there a date on it?
Is there a what?
Is there a date on the bottom of the form?
5/15/20.
Okay. Your Honor, may that be marked as the next exhibit?
Maybe marked.
She was enhanced because apparently the defense team filed. They wanted to have the paperwork from her boob job.
Exhibit 277.
Just Tuerk, not Tuerk.
All right. I have no further questions at this time, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
She had them not submerged.
Back in 2019, that's when you first met Harry and Katie?
I'm not exactly sure exactly the time I met him.
Okay, was it in 2019?
Was it, excuse me?
2019?
I'm not 100% of the time that I met.
His defense is it was an accident. She punched him in the face with a rock glass, and then he just slightly touched her neck and she was strangled. You know, you women, you are a little fragile, so if he just did beep, she died from that, as women do. And then he had to chuck her in a pond. And as the the defense said his hands saved thousands of lives and only took one.
I met him at the Legion and we were drinking, so
You remember what?
Oh,
say again?
sorry.
You remember what?
I thought the other one.
That I met him at the Legion,
Legion.
American Legion.
And you would socialize with each other, wouldn't you?
At the Legion?
All over the place. You guys were friendly, weren't you?
Yeah.
You were one of his best friends, weren't you?
I wasn't his best friend.
Oh, well, did you go over the house and hang out with him?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you.
Cigars, do you?
What?
You don't smoke cigars, do you?
No.
Did you go over his house and see that he would be sitting by the pool and he'd be smoking cigars and you'd have a beer or you'd have a drink with him?
Yeah?
On a number of occasions, right? You're nodding your head.
Yes.
Yes. And how would you describe your relationship with Harry?
I think we were friends.
Good friends. And you knew that he was a doctor working in Boston, right?
Yes.
You were also, were you good friends with Ms. McLean as well?
Yes.
In 2019, up until 2020, for example, did you know that Harry and Ms. McLean were going to get married in August of 2019?
Yeah, they talked about it, yes.
Right. And you know also that Harry didn't get married. He took it off. He canceled it, right?
I guess he did, yes.
I guess he did. You talked to him about it, didn't you?
I don't really recall the conversation.
You talked to Katie by text about it, didn't you?
Some, yes. I don't
She
recall.
was upset about that, wasn't she?
Yes.
And then, as time went on, they ended up getting married again, or getting married, in December of 19, right?
I guess so, yeah.
Now, your telephone number back then, sir, was 617-201-4714. Is that correct? Yes? And that's the phone that you authorized the police to do a phone dump on, right?
Yep.
You knew that that meant that they were going to be able to use a particular computer-type program to access your phone and get text messages, videos, things of that nature, right?
Yes.
And you signed that form, right?
Yes.
And one of the things that they were interested in was whether or not you had communications with Kathleen McLean at 339-222-9407, right?
Yes.
And you remember that was a number, right? Yes?
Yes.
All right. And when you would go over to their house, would you stretch your memory and recall that in 2019, in the summertime, you had occasion to go over there a number of times, right?
I don't know how many times, but yes.
I'm not asking you how many times, obviously, but there were a number of times. You sit by the pool, right?
Yes.
Have a barbecue, right?
Yes.
It had a television set that was attached, and it also had the fire pit and everything else, right?
Yes.
Waterfall, right?
Yes.
Yes, and Harry built all those, didn't he?
Did he what?
Built all those.
Yes.
And when you were giving your phone to the police and they accessed your phone, sir, do you recall how many text messages between you and Miss McLean were on your phone when you gave it to the police?
I don't recall how many, but it was several.
Several, right. Certainly not in the hundreds, right? When you gave your phone to the police?
I have no idea how many.
So, did you delete, sir, your texts between you and Kathleen McLean when you gave your phone, before you gave your phone to the police?
I don't recall.
You don't recall? But you knew that Kathleen McLean had been found dead, right?
Yes.
Yes? You knew that the police were investigating the homicide, right?
Yes.
You had indicated to the police that she had given you, strike that, he had given you a text indicating that she was a devil, I'm sorry, things of that nature, correct? Calling you brother, right?
Call you what?
Calling, the text that he sent you, calling you brother and saying, sorry, she was a devil, she played us all. You remember that, right? So when you gave your phone to the police, you had that particular text that you gave them, right?
Yes.
That was about it. It was on your phone. There weren't any other texts on your phone, were there? Between you and Katie.
I don't recall what I did.
Do you remember taking your phone and deleting the texts?
He had it set up so it deleted after 30 days, but magically he can find something that's later than that.
Is a text between you and Ms. McLean before you gave your phone to the police?
No, I don't.
Do you remember deleting the text from you and Ms. McLean?
No, I don't remember.
Do you remember deleting photographs or videos or FaceTime chats or anything like that?
No, I don't recall.
You knew that in 2020 that they got married in the Elvis Chapel in Las Vegas, right?
It was the Elvis Chapel.
I guess they did it there, yes.
Yes, they did. Do you remember her texting you that they got married?
No, I don't recall.
It's she's sending him, hey, try with a little more shade on this side, do some more manscaping, put some googly eyes on it, you know, just to make his Tinder profile a little better.
Gotta get
Remember
text.
her texting you and you going with the exclamation points, congratulations, and going back and forth with texts about being married, don't tell anybody, things of that nature? She's saying that to you?
No, I don't recall that, but
Okay.
if you have it on paper, then I guess it is.
Well, we'll see. Would you agree with me, sir, that you knew in your
Well, when Valhalla was here, there was 1,500, so...
conversations with Harry, when you guys would maybe be sitting out by the pool, having a cigar, he had a cigar, a drink or whatever, he confided in you that he made a huge mistake about getting married, didn't he?
He said that?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember that.
But you
but
knew that he was going to see a lawyer for a divorce, right?
I mean, this was so long ago. I don't.
That was long ago, but
Your Honor,
this is
could the
pretty
witness
important.
answer be allowed
I don't
to?
really remember conversations.
Hang on, sir. Go ahead.
May the witness be allowed to finish his answers?
Yes, just let him finish his answer. Mr. Reddington, please.
Of course.
All right.
Finish your answer. It's been long ago.
I don't know what. I don't even know where we're at.
All right, why don't you ask the question again, Mr. Reddington?
Back in June of 2019, sir, do you recall, well, let me back up. Can you describe for us what your understanding was of your relationship with Kathleen McLean in 2019?
Just a friend.
And you knew that she had moved in with your 3 children to Harry's house about a year and a half before that, right?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
And you knew that they were...
No, they just want to paint her as a floozy, so this guy tried to come back to her, and then she punched him, and that's why he just briefly touched her neck.
were not married, but they were obviously living together, right?
Yes.
And you knew in your conversations with Harry that that was... She's living in his house as a living girlfriend, right?
I guess so, yes.
You guess so. Did you ever tell Harry that, for example, you would talk to her about getting laid doggy style?
Objection.
Sustained.
I don't recall that
Sustained.
conversation.
Sustained. You don't have to answer that, sir. Just wait for the objection, please.
Taking, for example, the number ending in 9407, that's Katie, correct?
That's what?
That's Katie's number, correct?
Yes.
We just went through that. And your number, sir, we went through, ends with the 4714, correct?
Yes.
All right. Now, just like the DA, I'm going to approach you with,
Mr. Reddington, can you show Ms. Beatty, please?
I sent it to you.
No,
How did I miss what? Go back. Go back to what? I was putting my chair down.
That's Katie, correct?
That's what?
That's Katie's number, correct?
Yes.
We just went through that. And your number, sir, we went through, ends with the 4714, correct?
Yes.
All right. Now, just like the DA, I'm going to approach you with...
Mr. Reddington, can you show Ms. Beatty, please?
Well, I've been single for a while, so yeah, I kind of miss it. How much to get Baker's face tattooed on your bum, expert? That can be this year's conquest. Either that or you can run a dog kennel like Homeboy.
I sent it to you.
No,
Thank you, Brendan.
This is
I said the date.
page 24. I'm sorry?
I said the date, June 19th.
But there's hundreds of text messages.
Yeah, you know.
It's June 21st. May we approach?
Yeah, he just gave a neck hug. I didn't hear any. Any doggy style. Heavy equipment operator. Loud noise and diesel exhaust promote amnesia. Interesting. Yeah, but I don't know what the dog kennel like Homeboy. You can turn the audio back on, Court TV. Or Law and Crime. Oh. Oh. Well, I was pulling my chair back. Sorry. And it's not me muting the screen. It's Law and Crime that didn't put it back on. Come on now. No, I just forgot to take the banner down. Thank you for reminding me, Laurie. What? Turn the audio back on.
Say 2000.
We were on. I'm not sure.
What? To you, Harry wasn't part of that conversation.
No.
I'd offer this,
Objection.
Sustained.
for the record then, I'd like to offer this to.
Oh, yeah, they were at a field trip this morning, roughly 2 hours. They went to see the hotel, the pond, and the house.
The identification,
Okay, it is. It's O for
Yes.
identification.
all right?
Thank you.
Do you recall that you would have conversations, text conversations with Ms. McLean about Donna? Donna was your girlfriend, right?
We were broken up at that time.
What time?
We were, I'm not sure exact time, but it was, I think the time frame, I think it was around that time.
Well, I'm just asking you around what time?
I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember.
So you weren't broken up at that time. Nice try.
Say 2000?
We were on and off. We were on and off for,
All right. Do you recall that Ms. McLean would ask you about the status of your relationship with Donna, whether or not you guys were an item in talking?
I think she did, yes.
Yeah. And do you recall describing to Ms. McLean that you really didn't have much of a relationship with Donna, right?
That I what?
Didn't have much of a relationship with Donna.
Then we must have been off then.
Do you recall that on one occasion she indicated to you, sir, in your text messages, anything about her forcing him to fuck her?
No, I don't recall that.
And again, 9407 blue would be her, 4714 green would be you, correct?
Okay.
Could I see that, Mr. Farrington, please?
Excuse me. Pardon me, I gotta show that to you.
I don't know if Helena T is here, but I believe that his last name is Pfannenstiel, which kind of translates into a pan steel. It looks German. Pfannenstiel, yeah.
If you pull them up, I can tell you what.
Earmuffs could be good for this case. Yeah, captions in
45.
right there.
Take a look at that and tell us on the bottom of the balloons of whatever.
The opposite way around. The steel of a pan, not a steel pan, I think so.
What time frame we're talking about here?
6/21/19.
Okay. And I want you to read that to yourself. And does that refresh your memory about her communicating to you that she wanted to something about forcing him to fuck her?
Dottie for Gotti, you came at the right place because now we're asking this guy if he got text about someone forcing someone to dock someone else. Pfannenstiel is panhandle. Oh, interesting. Well, my German is a little rusty. Not like the panhandle.
Okay.
It's because the stream is on a 10-second delay, and that's when it writes the CC.
I said, I don't know. Then I said, I'd
What is that?
I don't know why, but no, you're not.
Okay, you're gonna have to keep your voice up and make sure the jurors can hear you, especially.
Oh, I said,
Just objection, just as to whether it refreshes his memory or not.
So ask him again if it refreshes his memory, Mr.
I'll ask you
Reddington.
again, does that refresh your memory, sir? It's actually-
well, I mean, reading it, I guess it does, but I don't remember the conversation, just what I see now.
Okay, so your memory, by looking at that document, is not refreshed, but you do agree that that document shows text communication between her phone and your phone, right?
Yep.
Yes?
Yep, it shows me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not as refreshing recollection, but he's obviously adopted the document I offered.
Objection,
Sustained.
So.
No, mark it for ID. You can mark it for ID.
Sir?
You can mark it for identification.
There'll be P.
But the direct translation would be pan steel, right? Or am I? No, that's Stahl. Stahl. I'm getting confused. It's like Mike Tyson used to say, "I'ma dog you till you love me baguette." Did he say that?
Identification.
Thank you.
Bless you. He was fond of baguettes.
Do you remember in the end of June, June 28th to be specific, page 60, on your phone, 4714 and 9407 between Ms. McLean and yourself, that she was asking you about whether or not you were with Donna. You indicated that Donna was leaving for Vermont, things of that nature, and then you inquired as to whether you were invited over.
Inquires if I was invited over.
Yeah.
Thank you, Serenative.
The middle balloon.
I need to speak more
page two,
German.
please.
I gave it to you, page 60.
They were on a break around that time. What time was that? I don't know. So he had an on again, off again, plus someone on the side.
You asking if that refreshes his recollection?
Yep, that refresh your
Okay, so read it to yourself, please.
Polymac.
Does
I
every,
think they're nervous, and that's why. And again, they're not professionals. They don't know what's going on. If my cheating tendencies and Smeg's life were on blast for all the Norfolk County, I'd be drunk on the stand too. Hey, allegedly, someone else also was drunk and thinking about Smeg's. The guy on the stand are just safe to assume everyone in this trial. Drunk? Yeah, most of them.
refresh your recollection?
Yes.
Okay. And then your recollection refresh would be what? You asked her what?
Objection.
What?
Objection.
Okay, overruled. He may answer it. He may answer it. Just ask it again, Mr. Reddington, please.
Does that refresh your memory as to what you indicated to her, what you said to her?
When I was coming over?
Yeah. Okay, when are you inviting me over?
Yeah.
Okay. Just so I can understand, are these always going to be excluded after you just said?
That, if you want to mark that for ID, you may.
Okay.
That would be two for identification.
Q?
Yes, sir.
So that would refresh your memory as to the fact that there was a conversation at the end of June 2019. And again, Harry wasn't part of that conversation, was he?
He was not in the text.
No. And you knew that in page 73.
Put it on the screen. I want to read along.
Plastic sleeves, but, well, if they're an ID, it doesn't matter. Do you recall, sir, at the very end of June 2019, having a text conversation with Ms. McLean, again, at the end of June 19, wherein she described in graphic detail 3 hours fucking him every way, describing what they did. You remember that?
No, I don't remember
She
that.
ever tell you things like that? Do you remember?
Yeah, I mean, she jokingly said things to us.
What?
She would just say things in front of us, I guess.
In front of us. Okay, who's us?
I mean, friends.
Friends.
Yeah.
What friends? These are texts between you and her, right?
Well, okay.
That's your phone and her phone, right?
Yeah.
You didn't have friends involved in that text thread, right?
No.
And you certainly weren't.
Well, this isn't the ex. This is the neighbor, while he might be in a relationship. I've heard it's frowned upon doing that while in a relationship.
Sitting with friends with Katie and making a joke about what she described for you, right?
Is there a question?
Yeah, I asked him a question. He was reading this.
I'm sorry,
Memory
I'm not
refreshed on
following.
it?
Yeah, I see that it's on there, yep.
Okay. And what does that refresh your memory to that she said to you?
Objection.
Okay, does it, ask it again. Does that refresh your recollection as to that text conversation, sir?
Yes.
Okay, now ask the next question.
Okay. And what is your recollection now refreshed, sir?
Objection.
Overruled.
What she said.
Okay, so
Interesting.
what does your recollection refresh say that she said?
I literally just spent 3
You have to
hours.
slow down, make sure the jurors can hear you, sir.
I literally just spent 3 hours fucking him every way, his favorite too. He came twice, held me, telling me he loves me and not
I'm
to.
sorry, what was that? The last thing you just said?
Telling me he loves me and not to leave. This is like a soap opera.
Okay. And, should I be yours?
Yes.
Well, a man in his age, if he can do it for 3 hours and come twice. I have to.
Do you recall, in the middle of July, well, July 10th specifically, page 105, do you recall a text where you texted her at 4:30 in the afternoon and asked her to call you, and she said, yes, let me go outside? Do you remember that?
I don't remember specifically, no.
Okay, so if it was like it wasn't late at night or anything.
But it was her husband. It was Dr. Tuerk she was banging, right? It wasn't this guy that she banged for 3 hours. Am I getting it wrong?
If Harry was home in the house and you called her, there were occasions that she would say, let me go outside to talk to you, right?
No, I don't recall if Harry was home or not.
Okay, but you recall that there were occasions when he would say, can you call me? And she'd say, yeah, let me go outside. Out of the house, right?
I guess so, yes.
Hopefully, make sure you don't guess. Page. Your balloon.
Why tell the neighbor that you're banging your husband for 3 hours? Other than make him jealous. I don't know. So, is it to get the love me part in there?
Okay.
Does that refresh your memory, sir?
Yeah, that we had that conversation, yeah.
That she wanted to go outside before she talked to you, right?
Right. Right.
Okay. What for ID?
S for identification.
Yeah, but did you then really need the banging for 3 hours part?
And then on July 13th, 2019, sir, you called. This is around 7 o'clock at night. You said, are you alone? And you wanted to know, where is Harry? Do you remember that conversation?
Not towards what it was about, I have no idea.
Okay. Did you want to go over and hang out with Harry?
All the time I went there, I wanted to hang out with both.
Why didn't you call him? You guys are bros, you know?
We weren't bros.
No?
But a lot of time I talked to her because of the Reiki session, and she also has a kid.
The what? The Reiki session?
Yeah.
No, we did that once.
Yeah, but it was really important to me because it was my mother that died when I was 22.
No, sir, I'm asking you about
Objection
the Reiki
as to
session.
form.
Sustained. That's
I'm telling you why I
one
called
second.
hers, because I wanted to talk
Sir,
about.
you need to wait for the objection. It's
Sorry.
sustained. Rephrase the question, please.
When was the Reiki session?
I don't remember when it was. It was before.
I suggest to you, sir, that out of the hundreds of text messages between 2019 and 2020, you didn't talk once to her about Reiki on a text. What are you telling this jury? What about Reiki?
What am I telling what?
You just said to me it was about Reiki sessions.
No, I said that I talked to her about Reiki sessions.
Yeah, okay. In text?
No, by phone.
Oh, by phone. Okay, well, let's stay with the texts. She would tell you on a number of occasions that she was either drunk or wasted or trashed, were the expressions. Is that correct?
Objection.
Sustained. Next question.
Do you recall on July 20th of 2019, she indicated that she was drunk and you wanted to know if she was going to still be awake?
Objection.
No, overruled. That may stand. You can answer that, sir.
I'm sorry, Lisa, that would be page 145.
Okay.
Okay. Does that refresh your memory, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah? As to what?
That I asked that.
Okay, so she's told you in a text that she was literally drunk, right?
Yeah.
And your response was, oh, good, you're going to still be awake, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Were you going to talk about Reiki if she was still awake?
Maybe, yeah.
Well, how about Harry? Did you call him or say, hey, I'm coming over to talk about Reiki with your drunk?
Well, I'm sure that she would tell him that I was going to come over and talk to her about Reiki.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
See for identification.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure no one's buying his Reiki story.
Did you ever, to your knowledge, sir, have occasion to reach out to Harry's then girlfriend close to the August marriage date?
About the what?
Ask her, do you recall reaching out to her at the end of July, close to the alleged marriage date? You knew that they were serious, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall at that time frame, sir?
It has to do with her attacking him when he tried to come back to her because he loved her and she didn't love him. It's to paint her in as bad a light as possible, because the story from the defense is he tried to get her back and she punched him in the face, and that's why he just gently tapped the neck.
Reaching out to her and asking her what she was wearing.
Oh, for the wedding?
No, what she was wearing, because she said that she was down in the beach.
No.
No?
I don't recall.
Okay.
That's what she was wearing.
Do you recall you randomly reached out to her and said, what are you wearing? And she said, bikini. I'm sorry, that's on page 175.
No. He had a girlfriend and was flirting with the victim. The victim was married and flirting with him, potentially banging him. And someone was on a break. Maybe. It's a little confusing.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to flip the page. Does that refresh your memory as to the conversation further, that you wanted to look at it?
Yeah.
Did that have anything to do with Reiki?
No.
Did you know that Harry was there, or Harry was aware that you wanted to look at his wife or his girlfriend?
No, he was, yeah, I knew he was right there.
Okay. So was he aware, to your knowledge, that you wanted to know what he was wearing?
I have no idea.
Objection.
Wait, sustained.
You for identification.
No, I think they're just very horny. I don't think
And then
any
on
of them
August
did it at
12th,
the
sir, of
same time.
2019, and I'll ask you again, do you recall her calling or texting you and complaining that he had canceled the wedding?
They canceled it more than once, if I remember.
I'm asking
So I don't know it was that date, but
I'm asking you, sir, if you recall,
I guess that was one of them, yeah.
right, do you recall or indicating, sir, refresh your memory, page 179 and 180. On vacation, she was on the beach, you remember that conversation, and she told you about the wedding.
She said she found out that he canceled the justice
You
of the
gotta keep
peace.
your voice up, sir, so
Oh,
the voice-
she said just found out that he canceled the justice of the peace again.
Okay,
And I said, oh no. Your job is to remind me of this.
your job is to remind me of this, okay, and then what else, sir?
Remind you of what?
I said, okay. I can't believe I'm sitting here on the beach and was just told he canceled the justice of the peace he booked. And she said, oh, my fucking birthday.
Okay. And did you, you acknowledge, sir, chat with her further about him canceling the wedding, justice of the peace and things of that nature?
Viagra, apparently.
No, I don't.
I mean, was that your business?
Say again?
Was that your business?
No, but she was telling me, I guess.
Right.
That would be V for identification.
Thank you.
V for
Hey,
identification.
thank you.
Actually, do you recall that it was your fire department reverend that was the justice of the peace?
Do I recall that?
Yeah.
No, I did not know that.
Is your fire department reverend a justice of the peace?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, 182.
Objection
All right,
relevance.
sustained. Sustained. That can be marked for ID if you want.
W for identification.
Now, sir, as time goes on, do you have any memory, sir, as to how many times that she, during that period of time, would ask you if you want to get drunk with her?
No, I don't recall.
There were times, though, right?
What?
There were times that she would ask you, come over, let's get drunk, things of that nature.
I don't recall that.
How about her sending you pictures of a sundress that she said was short? You remember that?
Yeah, it was. I think it was a wedding dress or something cut up,
Cut up the wedding dress.
something like that.
And she said that it was what, if you recall?
I don't know.
Do you remember asking her about, because she said it was short, and you asked her how short, right?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, I don't know why.
You don't know why?
Because you are
Okay.
horny.
And she showed you a picture of it,
Haven't
right?
seen the picture yet.
I think she did. Yes.
And then you then said, looks nice, do you recall?
Yeah.
And as time went by, do you recall in August 25 of 2019, having a text about her being angry with him? I'm sorry, it's 258,
What's the date, Mr. Reddington?
August 25, 2019.
Objection. Just the form of the question. There's no statement that,
I'll rephrase the question. I'm going to show you your balloons and her balloons, August 25 of 19. Ask if that refreshes your memory as to her state of mind and her confiding in you.
objection.
Overruled. You may answer it. Does that refresh your recollection as to a text conversation?
Kurt had an on-again, off-again 13-year relationship. He was broken up at that time. What time? I don't know. Go back. Go back to where? How much?
With him. Do you recall in August 25 of 2019, having a text about her being angry with him? I'm sorry, it's 258,
What's the date, Mr. Reddington?
August 25, 2019.
Objection. Just the form of the question. There's no statement that,
I'll rephrase the question. I'm going to show you your balloons and her balloons, August 25 of 19. Ask if that refreshes your memory as to her state of mind and her confiding in you.
objection.
Overruled. You may answer it. Does that refresh your recollection as to a text?
Yeah, this is why they have to paint her as a Jezebel or a loose woman or whatever you will call her. That he was in some kind of distress and that's why he didn't plan it. It was an accident. He gets manslaughter. He's out in 15 years.
Conversation?
Yes.
I think we better approach, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll approach. If you want to stand, by all means.
For identification.
Now, sir, approaching you with the, what's been marked X for identification. And you read this to yourself, correct?
I believe he's in his
You
60s.
read this to yourself?
Yes.
Okay, and listen to my question.
Yeah.
She's confiding in you or telling you that she didn't care that she caught him lying about contacting that ex sucks, is what she told me, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Only the doctor is a true German. I think this guy is just of German descent.
The end of August 25 of 2019, do you recall text messages between the two of you where she was running away, going wild and having fun, getting drunk, and you wanted to find out what that meant, and then she sent you a picture of herself in a bathing suit. Any memory of that at all?
Show the pictures.
Wait a second. There. Take a look at that yourself.
Come on now. At least give us some pictures.
Okay, that refresh your memory?
Yep.
You recall that in the course of that text message that she sent you a photograph of herself in a bathing suit?
Yes.
Okay. Was Harry involved in that conversation?
Not on that text.
Yes, this is heavy equipment
Say
operator.
again?
Was she there when she was texting you?
Was he there?
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess.
In other words, did you know, or to your knowledge, in your discussions with texting with Kathleen McLean, that her living boyfriend, where she's living with him, was there while you were texting, and she's sending you pictures of herself in the bikini?
I don't know if he was there or saw it. I have no idea.
Did you ever talk to Harry about, hey, she's looking pretty good, I've seen some pictures of her in a bikini, or in the short skirt?
No.
For identification. Your Honor.
Thank you.
Would you agree, sir, that at the end of September in 2019, you had met up with her, this would be page 323, and she conveyed to you the fact that she was so effing trashed, she doesn't remember. Well, that's it.
No.
Objection.
Sustained. Sustained.
Oh, I can have that marked for identification. And obviously, Your Honor, I have a standing objection to the rule.
Okay, marked for ID.
Thank you.
Z for identification.
Do you recall that when the two of you were together at that time, that she was concerned that she, while drunk, said something to you about cheating? Remember that conversation?
What time?
3:30.
No, what date, Mr. Redding?
26, 2019.
I'm sorry, 9/26?
Yes, 2019.
What was your question again? I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, he got hooked on the nudes in this case. Hey, Kathleen.
Do you recall that you were with her and she was drunk and told you that she was so effing trashed, and then explained further about asking you whether or not she said anything about cheating while drunk?
I see that text, but I don't know what it refers to.
You see the text, but you don't know what it refers to. Would you agree, sir, that she basically indicated that she was with you? Yes?
No, I don't think she was with me. We were texting.
Okay. She's talking about something that happened like the previous day, that she was so trashed she doesn't remember it, and asked you if I said anything about cheating.
Objection as to form.
Okay, overrule, he may answer it.
You remember that? Does that refresh your memory?
No, I don't recall that situation.
Okay. And then you responded to the text about the cheating, I
Apparently he has
know,
family
and then you
money.
indicated, does he know where you were?
I know, but I don't think it was with me.
So your memory is refreshed. You're texting with her about being with her that she was so trashed, and asks you whether she said anything about cheating, and then indicates that And you then respond, there's no way you were.
Third party.
Yeah, but I don't
hearsay.
recall the situation.
Do you remember where you were? You must have a memory of if you guys were in a car or a party or somewhere.
I don't recall.
It's not the cheating that's the important part to the murder, but it is because the defense is he was trying to get back to her, and then she punched him and said, "F you," and then he gently did the Darth Vader around his her neck.
One second. Sustain, next question.
I think they mentioned fanning yesterday.
Would you?
Double A.
Oh, double D's is what I hear.
Do you recall the end of September, September 29th, 2019, that she called you and asked if you can talk? You said by phone, and she indicated Harry's leaving in 20 minutes. Does that refresh your memory at all, sir?
No, it's on there. I don't know what it was referred to.
September 29th, sir, of 2019. Do you recall, after she inquired as to whether you could, this is 364, whether you could talk, and you indicated by phone?
My pleasure.
Right?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay. And she then went to describe fucking and indicated that boundaries were set and he broke them.
Objection. May we approach?
Yes.
Did he say docking or did he say effing? Proctor, Fanning, Tully, and some others were on this case. That's why the judge said these jurors cannot watch the Can Read coverage due to conflict of interest. Yeah, and judge can only have been on this case as well, because she denied a motion to have Proctor's text messages in this case released. The jury will have an easier time if they don't like the victim. I get that, but I don't think it's enough, and I don't know why this witness is so obstinate. Yeah, just admit the affair. It would be way easier, but it seems like they really want to protect her her reputation. No, we didn't get to see the double Ds. Dogging, isn't that what they do in Britain?
Would you agree, sir, that there were a number of text messages spanning the period of time from the end of September into the middle of middle of October 2019, where she would repeatedly ask you if you could talk, you would repeatedly ask her, where's Harry, and then you would chat. You would chat on text messages. Do you recall that?
I don't recall where they were. I have no idea.
Okay, so without going through each and every single text where you would ask, where's Harry? Do you have any memory at all, sir, in that time frame of being concerned where Harry was before you texted with her?
No.
In October, the end of October 2019, sir, do you recall where she indicated, again, that he was at a restaurant in Boston with a woman she told you about?
Did I recall that he was at a restaurant?
Yeah, she told you that she was at a restaurant in Boston, and that he was at a restaurant in Boston with the woman I caught him with. You then said, please call me.
Mr. Redding, could we have a page?
Sorry, what page is it?
413 and 20.
Let's focus on 413.
Again?
Let's focus on 413. Does that refresh your memory?
That. Yes, I'm going to lose it on him, that list.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes, I'm going to lose it on him, that list. He was at a restaurant with a Boston woman I caught him with. I mean,
So you recall that, right?
well, now that I'm seeing it,
All right.
CC identification.
Is he smoking weed or something? He has the worst cotton mouth in history. He is the neighbor that got Reiki sessions, and I think that's a euphemism. He also got pictures of her in a short dress and a bikini, and maybe with the little titlets out. He might also have sent sent some Richard pics back to her, but we haven't seen any of that yet.
The end of October, October 27th of 2019. Do you recall calling, how's it, this is before 28, how's it going? And you were told to swing by for a drink today. Do you recall that?
No.
Do you recall going over and drinking with her when Harry wasn't there?
No, I don't think I did.
Reciprocal. I read it 20 times on the other stream.
Do you recall, this would be page 376. Oh, wait a minute. Do you recall that she indicated to you that after they were married,
Their backyards backed up to each other. They met at the American Legion. I think that's how he said it yesterday.
we talked about, you knew that they got married, right?
Yes.
Do you recall, and I'm looking at page 591, December 28th of 2019 would be a week or 2 weeks after they got married. Do you recall her indicating to you that he wanted an annulment?
No, I didn't. I wasn't told that.
So again, looking at page 591, her phone ending 9407, yours ending in 4714. You recall her indicating he wants an annulment. Literally just said it.
Yes.
It's like 2 weeks after they get married.
I see that she said that, yep.
Okay, so that refreshes your memory. She did say that to you,
Yes.
right? Okay. And you knew, sir, that
Double D for identification.
you knew that they had basically been together for other than the 2 years after she met him and moved into his house after 5 months, that they got married in December, and she's telling you that he wanted an annulment like 2 weeks after the wedding, right? She was upset about that, right?
I guess so, yes.
She was a pretty lady. Thank you, Greg.
Do you recall on February 22nd of 2020, and by the way, you knew he was out of the house by order of the court because she got a restraining order against him on February 3rd of 2020, right? Come on, you knew he was
Yes.
out of the house, right?
Yeah, I think so, yes.
She's saying.
He was out of the house because of a restraining order that she got, right?
I guess that's why he was out, yes.
Objection. May he finish his answers, please?
You have to ask it again, Mr. Remington?
Sure, she told you that, right?
Told me that he asked her, that she asked her. I'm sorry, say again.
Sure. You know that on February 3rd, at the beginning of the month of February, she got a restraining order and Harry was thrown out of his house, right?
I know that it happened, but I don't recall how I,
But do you recall texting him and asking him how he's doing? And he said, I got thrown out of my house?
yeah, when he was in Florida?
Well, that was after he had nowhere to stay. You knew that, right?
Yeah,
And he was asking people if he could stay with them and was scared because of the pandemic, right?
right,
And was saying that he needed shelter, correct?
yes,
He was reaching out to various friends or acquaintances, right?
yes,
And that would be including you, right?
yes,
You recall, sir, in April 22nd of 2020, page 29, on the Kurt and Harry text messages, that you asked how he's doing and, you know, does he have hope? And his response was, I wish there was a little more than hope. And then he said, hey, Kurt, let her know I'm more or less living on the street soon. I really need a safe shelter. The basement of my house would be safe, but she would need to take some actions. I don't want to die of COVID-19. As Massachusetts is getting worse, I have little protection. Do you remember that?
yes.
And your response was okay.
I guess it was, yeah.
So he had asked you whether he could live with you or move into your house, and you indicated that, well, I got the kids, and let's go out to dinner soon, is your response.
Okay.
So you knew he went to Florida.
Did he go to Florida then?
I don't know, I'm asking you, you knew that
Well, if he was looking for me to give him a place to shelter.
Right, did you give him a place to shelter?
No.
Okay. But you were concerned for him, right?
Yeah.
And you knew that he had been thrown out of the house in the beginning of February.
Okay.
And you were in touch with Ms. McLean at that point from there on, right?
Yeah.
And you knew that Harry was looking for shelter and you couldn't help him out, that's okay, right?
No, I could not.
So on February 22nd, right after that, and this would be page 827, do you recall texting her in the morning and stating, I'm really, you know what, this morning? She says, what? And you say, horny. Remember that?
Horny.
Not really.
Okay. Page 827. See if that refreshes your memory, sir.
That's funny. That's what Zach texts me every morning.
Okay. Does that refresh your memory, sir, that you texted her and began a conversation stating something to the effect that you woke up horny, basically?
Yeah. It was just joking. It was just joking around.
Are you joking around?
Yeah,
Where was Harry when you were doing that, joking around?
Huh?
Huh? Where was Harry when you were joking around doing that?
I don't know.
He was in Florida.
Objection form.
Sustain.
You knew he was thrown out of the house. This is February 22nd.
All right, why don't we take, let's break for the day. One,
If I may, EE for identification.
all right, sir, you may step down.
All right, so jurors, we're going to break for the day. Let me just give you the instructions again. You need to keep an open mind, right? Don't form any judgments or conclusions, etc. You haven't heard all the evidence yet. You are not to talk about any aspect of this case to anyone. That includes spouses, family, friends, acquaintances, and whomever else. Do not talk to any of the witnesses or parties or attorneys involved in this case. Do not stop in any public areas of the courthouse. Just leave the courthouse when I dismiss you for the day. Do not read, watch, or
Yeah, they're
listen to any
breaking
accounts
at
or any
1
aspect of this
yesterday,
case in
today,
news
and
media
Monday.
or from any other source. And do not visit the locations that were mentioned that we visited this morning. Okay, that's
It's getting better.
So you are not permitted to go back to any of those locations. Again, the reason I keep
I don't
giving
think
you
so.
these instructions is because you have to decide this case based only on the evidence that's presented in this courtroom and on nothing else. Right? The instructions that I just gave to you apply to any case in this building, including the Karen Reed case. All right, with that, I'm going to wish you a good weekend. We'll see you on Monday. We'll start at 9 a.m. We're going to do a half-day Monday, and as of right now, we're going to do a full day on Tuesday. I'll let you know about Wednesday when you come in Monday.
Thank you,
Okay?
Karina, for
Just
stopping by
remember,
anyway.
For scheduling purposes again, April 3rd and April 4th, we are not sitting, so you can keep your obligations on those days. I will talk to the attorneys about updating you on the schedule again on Monday. That is whether we're ahead of schedule, on schedule, or behind schedule. I'll have that information for you on Monday. All right, so thank you for your time, your sacrifice, and your patience today.
Do you have any special days coming up on the 3rd, on the 4th? Why is it's not Easter till 2 weeks after? It's weird that they're taking those 2 days off. But interesting, well, not interesting, but kind of sad watching a man getting his attempts of getting some tail read in court. That's why it's never fun. It's kind of like, well, in the Higgins case, but yeah, we didn't really get anywhere, to be honest, with this. But if your blood pressure is too low, there have been a few more filings in the Karen Reed, and I just want to this is proposed stipulations. So this is when this is the Commonwealth that proposes certain stipulations, and just so you can get angry and yell at Special Prosecutor Brennan again today. In lieu of testimony by keepers of record for different institutions where the Commonwealth obtains surveillance videos, the defendant agrees to the authenticity of each video. This is a proposed stipulation in a case where every single video is being disputed by the defense. Special Prosecutor Brennan, are you a joke? Are you a joke? Can't you hear yourself when you're saying stuff like this? It's so stupid. Yeah, but with this defense team, they will read every single one of them. I think this is an appropriate time to use the Sue Bird emoji. Well, I can bring up the Sue Bird. Hey, Carla from Holland. Proctor would have been so happy with Kurt's phone. Proctor was on this case. Negatory ghostwriter. And Brandon, it's Friday. I'm going to send the link to Valhalla and see if he is awake. If you're ready. They should just send a response and say, 1, are you for real? 2, could we make a stipulation that none of the video evidence can be used in this case because there's no keeper of records who can verify any authenticity of this? He knows that's how lying and scheming works, yeah. We agree that none of this is authentic and contest every single item produced by your corrupt group of cops. Yeah, it's... Last night, Brother Counsel sort of reluctantly admitted Brennan had been effective. I will have to agree to disagree with Brother Counsel. I think Special Prosecutor Brennan hasn't really done much other than getting the defense team more prepped for the second trial. I feel like he, if he had a judge like the one he had today, Special Prosecutor Brennan wouldn't have had anything going into the second trial. Nothing at all. If Bev didn't lose her mind over something that was totally ridiculous, no one had been admonished. Special Prosecutor Brennan is lying constantly to the court, and she's allowed. I'll allow it. Mr. Jackson, the jury isn't here. We don't need your theatrics. Yeah. You have your toast to Miss McLean's. Yeah, and did all of you people over from Melanie Little, you probably saw her read that motion to dismiss, where she stated that she made an order to preserve the metadata, and then 9 pages later said, no one says metadata is important, and there's no reason they should have preserved it, other than you ordered them to preserve it. Oh. Your Honor, we have no one who can authenticate. Can we just stipulate to all that it is all authentic? Sure, defense. No, we don't stipulate to anything. Bev, I'll allow it. Exactly. Well, they did get logs because they just wrote them 3 years later. That's how you normally do. But it's so stupid. So very stupid. Fridays, I have a deal with Brandon that we have our Friday off beer. If you're leaving before we get the beer, thank you so much. I'll be back in just a second. I have to go pour my beer. And I don't know. I think I have something I can put on playing while I'm just away. And maybe Valhalla have time to join us. I'm not sure. But do I have something?
Oh my gosh, you guys! There's a class called Basic Grifting. Should we all learn how to be grifters together?
I like turtles.
Where the hell am I? I have a pause something. Come on. Where's my pause video? Did I? There it is. Mute my own microphone. I'm such a fool. Thank you so much. Oh, and by the way, if you're new here and you like what we do, we kind of do the same stuff all the time. We cover lots of trials. We're not just primarily one Karen Reed trial. We like to have fun. We have a Discord. You don't have to be a member or anything. It's here. We do live chats, watch movies, have all the evidence in there so you can go look at it. And we just hang out and have fun. And every Friday, Vinosaur, it's Friday. Brandon, it's Friday. Let's do it. Tonight, if I get out of bed early enough, I will be on with The Expert, who has Friday Night Live from 9 o'clock Eastern. Tomorrow will be a short version of Stab Your Day. Sunday, I have been trying to find a guest to do a Karen Reed panel again. Sadly, the one we were looking at had another stream planned, so it couldn't be done. But maybe we can be lucky and do something again Friday. If not, then we'll be back Monday covering this stuff. There's some hearings I might do some videos on. It's a typical Pilsner. No, I don't drink Heineken if I can. I drink Odense. Odense. Oh, I'm sorry. And I have to say, after getting all of that hate on in my comments, I'm sorry for the accent. I was born with it. weirdos. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. Please come back, check us out again. Tomorrow, Stabby Day has very little to do with court. It's more just us having fun. 9 a.m. Eastern till 10:30, whatever chattity chat we get into. And Sunday, we'll see if anything happens. But right now, what's happening is I'm getting dinner and an early night. Love y'all. See y'all.
What exhibit are you referring to?
I'm going to make this 100, Your Honor.
All right.
100.
100.
Because it is 100%
100%.
correct.
So you literally built a cannon?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
All right, I'm in love.
Go back. Please do that again. Oh, that was the cutest thing I've ever seen.
While I'm waiting for this, did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't have cared?
No,
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
no,
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
probably did. Everybody has.
So there-
Everybody has.